The desk is strewn with stacks of books, loose paper, an adapter, a pen holder with a peacock feather in it, 3 spectacle cases, an empty cup of tea, and a nasal spray. The big table nearby has more stacks of paper and books, and at least 3 bags full of pens and notebooks long forgotten. Bags packed for some purpose, now fulfilled but never unpacked. Near the television system, a tangle of wires coils aimlessly. On the surface, the room is neat, but look closer and you'll see it's deeply unorganized. Someone's not doing their job properly. That someone is me. But there's a beauty in doing things improperly. Talvar has that beauty. Talvar is a film close to my heart. It's my favorite Irrfan performance, my favorite Meghna Gulzar film, and my favorite Vishal Bhardwaj screenplay. And yet no one talks about it. Not because it was forgotten, people remember it, even respect it, but they don't claim it. It's a film that doesn't belong to any faction of the Indian film audience. It's not gritty enough for the ugly crowd, those who like the thrillers dark, unsentimental, soaked in blood and misanthropy. But it's not an misunderstood gem like Tamasha, which lives on as kind of a cult failure, re-evaluated and romanticized by its fans. Talvar did well enough at the box office. It neither flopped hard enough to generate posthumous loyalty, nor succeeded big enough to be iconic. It just exists, unclaimed. Why? This question plagues me. I think the answer lies in its inability to be any genre properly. Some say it's a Rashomon film. After all, it presents 3 different teams investigating a single murder. 3 teams, 3 truths. Right. Not quite. There's 3 investigative units in Talvar, but only 2 theories. One team repeats the incompetence of the other. The Rashomon effect thrives on ambiguity, on the idea that all perspectives might hold some sliver of the truth, and the real story lies in that irreconcilable mess. Talvar gives us the surface of that structure, but not its spirit. The film is unmistakably biased towards Irrfan's CBI officer and his theory. The first police team is portrayed as laughably inept. Their investigation tragic. The second CBI team worse, almost farcical. Only Irrfan's version is treated with seriousness and depth. This is not a flaw, but it removes the ambiguity central to the Rashomon effect. What Talvar gives us instead is something else. It starts as a straightforward tragic portrayal of a family whose daughter is found murdered, and whose lives are thrown into chaos by a bungled police investigation. For about 30 minutes we are in that mode. Grim, methodical, procedural, then the film shifts. Enter Irrfan's Ashwin Kumar, world-weary, bitter and brilliant. A detective in the midst of a divorce. The film follows him through interviews, theories, cross-examination. It flirts with dark comedy, especially in his sarcasm as observations, but it doesn't fully go in. Not yet.
Sir, be serious, sir, please.
Then comes the twist. He's taken off the case, a new team enters, and suddenly the film lets go. The tone tips over into full-blown satire. A botched investigation which repeats the mistakes already made. So what then? Maybe the film follows this structure. A botched investigation by an incompetent police force, followed by a competent inquiry led by efficient CBI officers, only for that investigation to be derailed by yet another round of bureaucratic ineptitude. On the surface, it seems like the film is about systemic failure and institutional rot in Indian society. But then comes the climax, a full-blown, laugh-out-loud dark comedy set piece that completely upends the tone. And just when you think the film has finally embraced satire, it ends with a quiet, somber sequence that returns focus to the grieving family. So what is Talvar really? It just is what it is. Talvar cannot be defined by any single genre. It's not an investigative procedural thriller. It's not quite a dark comedy. It's not a full-blown family tragedy. It's not even a study of a single character, though Irrfan anchors it with grace and fatigue. And despite being based on a true story, it doesn't play like most true crime films. But regardless of what it is a fine film. It has the beauty of doing things improperly. This might seem like a plea to remember Talvar more, or an attempt to finally make sense of it, and perhaps when I began writing it was exactly that. But now I think Talvar is like those messy bags that we never unpack.